With a walk like Pistol Pete and Pappy Mason. Gave the young boys admiration. Prince from Queens and Fritz from Harlem. Street legends that kept the hood from starving. Pushing cars, Nicky Bars was the 70s. But there's a long list of high-profile celebrities.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Today we're taking a look at the second scent from the House of Cartier reviewed on the show. This one is called La Base du Dragon. And this is the fourth fragrance and last that I bought from the pharmacy across the street from my house, and the sixth fragrance that I own from this house. I own Roadster, which I've reviewed, L'Eau de Cartier, L'Eau Zeste, Soleil, Declaration, and Declaration d'un Soir. And on my to purchase list, I would like at least one from their Hours collection, which is their sort of niche exclusive line. I'd also like their new L'Eau Vetiver, Roadster Sport, and I'd like Declaration Low. So this is a house that does really well with me. Roadster was just one of the handful of 10 out of 10 reviews that I've given. No house has gotten two 10 out of 10s for me, but I just love the way that one works. Mint, patchouli, and vanilla to make magic. If you want a history of this very prestigious French jewelry line house, please do watch the review that I did on Roadster. This name of this fragrance translates to Kiss of the Dragon, and I had no knowledge of this scent until Sebastian over at Man Loves Cologne really talked this one up, and he got me very curious about it. So I wanted to check it out, and when I saw that they had it at the pharmacy near me, I wanted Equipage by Hermes, which I reviewed a few weeks ago. I decided to grab this one. The way it worked at this pharmacy is you had to buy one of higher value to get one free, and so this one was 80 bucks. Equipage was 60 bucks, so I bought this one and got Equipage free. So if you add 80 and 60, 140, it's like I paid 70 bucks for both of those fragrances. Now this one was a 2003 release from Cartier, and the perfumer here was Alberto Morales, really an accomplished and prolific perfumer. He's been responsible for commercial successes like CK1 and Aqua di Gio, up through niche releases like Vigny 44 for Le Labo and Opus number 7 for Amouage. Now notes on Dragon are gardenia, bitter almond, amaretto, and neroli at the top, iris, musk, jasmine, cedar, and rose in the middle, amber, patchouli, benzoin, dark chocolate, caramel, vetiver, and cedar in the base. This is eau de parfum concentration. In department stores, this one is pricey, guys. It's going to go for about $150 for 100 ml. However, I have seen it online for as little as about $80 to $90 on sites like Amazon. So definitely shop around for this one. This is the 50 ml bottle that you see right here. And as far as the presentation goes, really like the box. It's got that name. It's got a beautiful Cartier C that pops out. Eau de parfum. You have your badge code on the bottom. Nothing really going on at the box. That Cartier name wraps around the top, the name of the fragrance, and the house. And the bottle is really quite nice. Thought about putting this with my niche bottles. It has the name of the fragrance on the front in Cartier, and then on the back you have, or maybe this is the back, I'm actually not really sure which is the back, but I put it out like this. You have this very nice sort of Japanese or Chinese inspired motif that's also on the cap, and you've got a really nice atomizer, really does well shooting the juice out. And I love how this sort of Dior Homme-ish black tube goes through the bottle. I just think it's a really nice fragrance bottle. Really, I think one of the better designer ones I've ever seen. So quite a few things that I think about this one. First off, it's a really good fragrance, but I don't think it's what you or I would expect when you look at the notes. I was sort of expecting something more like Tonka Imperial with the amaretto, but for me, it's very bone dry at the top, and the only real almond note that I get is a bitter almond. It's almost like an amber scent at the top. I get some rose, some resins, a little bit of cedar and incense with bitter almond. It's really interesting. I'm not sure that I've ever smelled a scent like this one before. You know, it smells a lot like a lot to me like a Dior Privé release. That's sort of what I first thought about when I smelled this one. It's really unisex. Reminds me a bit of Mitza coming out of the bottle. So I just want to say that so you can keep in mind that if you're looking for a sweet almondy, vanilla boozy opening, it is not there with this one. The opening is strong, it's dark, and it's smoky. Now, what I enjoy about this fragrance is how it dries down. It dries down gorgeously, and that's where you're going to get this powdery, sweet, nutty scent that smells really high quality. The base actually reminds me of Japur Homme, and that it has this spicy, powdery thing going on. And at this point, the first thing I thought was, wow, you know, this is a niche quality. So guys, just remember, the opening is amber, rose, sharp, benzoin. Starts to open up as it starts drying down. Wood's powdery. The floral component starts to fade, and you have this sweet powdery almond with some cocoa and caramel. But it's never ever super sweet. It never goes to gourmand territory for my nose. Just sort of the right level of sweetness for an amber scent like this one. Great performance on this one. Projects, lasts, sillage bubble. Cannot complain at all. Made for women, but this is definitely unisex. I have a feeling that a whole lot of people would look at this as more masculine. It doesn't smell like a perfume at all. The flowers are really toned down. And I think time of year, this is going to do best for you in the fall and the winter. I think spring could work, but I don't think summer would. And the applications for me with this one are a little bit limited. I think it could be a nice dress-up scent. It's a little too high-end for a regular night out scent, a little bit too much for a work scent, and not really gourmand enough for me to be a date or romantic scent, but others will probably disagree with me on that. If you can't get this one or just want something a little different, I would definitely check out Mitza. I know that it's almost impossible to get now, but I'd look for it. Amber Prisayou by Maître Parfumeur Gantier has a powdery amber, which is this resembles a little bit. Jaipur has that powdery aspect to it as well. And if you're looking for just a good sweet almond scent, then to me, guys, Tonka Imperial is king shit. If someone were trying to talk you into buying this one, I think they'd say it is very unique, it's gorgeous, gorgeous bottle, and it's a high quality fragrance. I think if someone were trying to tell you not to get this one, they'd say there's a limited application, doesn't really excel and blow anyone away or me away at any stage of the development, and it's a little pricey for what this guy really is. So I'm going to give this one actually a 7.5 out of 10. You know, the only beef that I have with this one is that price tag. It's not in Cartier's Hours collection, so I did find the price to be a little bit prohibitive, and the application is limited, but the quality is really good. It's unique, it's a good fragrance, and I suspect there'll be more than a few people who will really enjoy this one, so definitely give it a look. I'm just really impressed by what Cartier continues to do with their fragrances. I think they do a really good job with them, and I think they make sure they're of a high quality before they hit the public. So guys, that is my review of La Base du Dragon. I hope you have enjoyed this review. We'll be back next week with more videos and another review, guys. I obviously am Maximilian.
Seeing the world straight and why you looking at centerfolds? A pretty girl showing they little cooch. Gangsters don't die, he's living proof. The DA who tried him was lying. The white dude killed his mother during the case. Hung jury, now the